All right. This is Real Life Live, and good morning. And this would be Friday, okay? And we're going to talk baseball like we do here. And we're back. And as you can see on the board here, we have three hats. Okay, so we're going to talk about them this morning, and then we'll be talking about something else. Okay, so let's start. First hat you see is the cat. It's the hat of the Kansas City Royals. Okay. Now they've had surprisingly to some, but some like Real Life Live here, we have them. We had them improving a great deal. We saw them last year, so it was a lot of things you saw and you liked. Okay, but this is this year. All right, now they just played Houston, the Astros, in Kansas City, and they swept them. Okay, so that was big news right there. Uh, Outscored them 28-8. All right, they and it was a three-game series. So outscoring them 28-8. That means they were averaging 9 runs a game against the Houston pitching. So and Houston had good pitching. They had them last year. They had it last year. So that was I saw the game yesterday. I mean, in the first inning, I mean they just went ballistic. I think they said they had like 11 hits in the first inning. I saw the game, and I'm like, man, the guy that pitched for Houston, his name I think it was Brown, Hunter Brown, couldn't get anybody out. So single after single until Bobby Witt came up, and then he blasted off, and then they got him out of there. So you know that line was horrible for that pitcher. But that being said, with the Royals though, their pitching is vastly improved, starting and relieving. Number one or number two as far as pitching. They're up there, top three. So they've been playing very well as far as pitching is going because the offense was already there. And what we have, we had some things that we were gonna play. And well, let's try that here. Uh, Now, Bobby Witt, he was great yesterday. So, well, let's hear this.
First and third, two down. 2-0. Hitters count for Bobby. The pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep right center. Their center fielder's back. He's looking up, and that ball's out of here. And opposite field, 3-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr. 13-3 KC. A 2-home run day for Bobby. A 4-hit day. And it's all Royals on this Thursday. 13.
All right, so you heard that, yeah. Bobby Witt went off, so uh, 2 home runs. I mean, he's one of the best players in baseball. So he'll be an all-star, and hey, so I'm looking at the KC, and that's a vastly improved team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they end up close or maybe 500 this year. And that would be a big jump to a team that lost like 102 games last year. So keep it up, KC. So yeah, that was a good sweep as they got out the Astros and swept them out of there in Kansas City. So, all right, now we're gonna go to the next hat, and this is fun here. The A's, the Oakland A's. Okay, and that's I like the A's, because they try. Uh, but now trying is one thing and doing is another, and they got it done this week when they went to Texas. Okay, the home of the world champion Texas Rangers. I mean, they went down there. This is the A's now. Picked to be last in everything. But the game, they went down there, and it was a three-game series. Guess what? They won 2 out of 3. And I saw the game yesterday. 1-0 in the rubber game of the series. Now it was a low scoring games, and that's, I mean, a low scoring series, and that's a surprise. Being that it was Oakland, and the pitching was not that good last year. To be kind. Okay, so and they came in there and was not afraid. And in that last game, J.P. Sears for the A's, guy that got from the Yankees, he was outstanding, and it's a pretty good deal to go down there in Texas and perform like that. The team, so I had to give the A's a whole lot of credit on that, especially in that 1-0 game yesterday, because one swing away, and they brought this closer in. His name is I think it was Mason Miller. Okay, but when you saw the guy was clocking at 103 miles an hour. So and as far as the game goes, as he closed the game out, there was only one thing in the game, that was what you would call what? Well, as far as with him, with J.P. Sears, he was outstanding because he was when he left, he didn't give up any hits. But the only thing that happened that was offensively, well, let's hear it.
That ball's hit hard towards right field, and if it stays fair, it's gone. It is home run number 1 of the season for Seth Brown. A much-needed hit and the lead early in the game. 1-0 A's. Us to get the dugout going.
All right. There you go. So that was it. That got the dugout going, as they say, and that was the only run that was scored in the game. As they win the game, 1-0. And excuse me. Like I said, it was no offense in the series. Texas scored in 3 games, 9 runs. Oakland in 3 games, 7 runs. But they won the series. So, big shout out to the Oakland A's for doing that. So. And they improved to for having 8. Okay, that's great for them. But they are improving. That tells you right there, when you go to Texas and take 2 out of 3. And one other thing, on the road, their record is 4-2. They don't have a home field advantage, let's say, because they play in the worst stadium, and the fans don't show up. But the ones that show up, they love the A's, though. So so shout out to them, and we'll see what they do, in the next series as they move on. But played very well in beating the world champion Texas Rangers 2 out of 3. Okay, so that last hat. Now we'll talk about the what you would see, the Baltimore Orioles. Okay, so great team, and what I'm seeing early on is a team that, hey, they're not they're not regressing, they're improving on a team that won 100+ games last year. So, and one thing about them, you've been asking pitching. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and the series over, and they they swept Boston. I think they beat them all 3 games. So they came back, okay, to that sorry bullpen that the Red Sox have. Okay, and that's the problem with Boston this year. That bullpen is, man. They couldn't hold Baltimore back from the 6th inning to the ninth. On late in the game, Baltimore would come back. They would come back. Last night, 6 runs. Okay, in the 10th inning. As they came back 8 runs from the 8th inning on. Okay, so that tells you that Boston bullpen is horrible. Okay, and we've been seeing that, and they're talking about that on the air in Boston. So, yeah, that was one hell of a game, and it was tight until that, until the 10th. And the guy who was the star of the game, well, they had two players that kind of stepped up when they needed it, and one of them was Gunnar Henderson.
I like this matchup for Gunnar Henderson. For these situations, he seems to come up big most of the time. And Gunnar Henderson hits the ball over his head. Monster shot. The Orioles have the lead. A good matchup it was indeed. He just has a knack for it. And I mean a rocket half opposite field take by Gunnar Henderson, making his 3rd long ball of the year. It's a 2-run ball. Orioles are back on top by 2.
Okay, so there you go. Now that was Henderson. That was in the 10th. Okay, so and then the other guy that stepped up, and his name is Colton Cowser. Okay, he's young, he's a rookie, but he's 25. Now the hoopla is all, it's about Jackson Holiday, the rookie, and he ain't got a hit yet, but this guy's hitting. Holiday hasn't got a hit yet, but he'll come around. But been kind of rough as they're not throwing him fastballs after they saw what he did to a couple of fastballs. So, but we're talking about Colton Cowser, and here is his 2nd home run last night.
See if the Red Sox change their approach to Colton Cowser, because they keep pitching him middle and away, and he just keeps getting big hits. They're not changing, and Colton's not changing either. And the ball is gone. His first major league home run is up on the top of the Green Monster. Oh, when will they learn? Because the milkman can cover the ball on the outside part of the plate. He has shown it. He has shown it at the big league level here. His first big league home run comes at Fenway Park. Colton Cowser can give him more room to breathe. Oh, he swung 3-0 deep to right field. Holy Cowser! First major league home run in the 5th, 2nd major league home run in the 10th, and a 6-run bonanza for the Orioles and extras. Come on now, Milkman.
There you go. Come on, Milkman, or whatever. Yeah, but Cowser 2 home runs. So they got a whole lot of players, them Orioles, excuse me, that come up, come up big in big games, and one of them is Henderson. I saw him last year. Came up big all the time. Uh, Now they got Colton Cowser. Now he's coming up big. You can tell them. The players come up big. You can tell it because they do it in the times that they need to do it. So they had to win that game. It was extra innings. Boom, and they exploded. Now, as far as the Red Sox, we're not talking about them though today. So, yeah, Baltimore looks great as we cover the hats we have on the board here. You know, all props to the Orioles, and you better have some pitching if you're gonna try to contain that offense because they got some players that come up big when they have to come up big. Okay, so uh, that's it today. And we talked about those three teams, and we'll talk about other teams when we come back. And oh yeah, the Orioles, they're in first place, as they should be. Well, the Yankees are on top now, but I think that'll change. But yeah, all right, that's it. That's it for this morning, and we'll be back as we look at some more baseball and talk about some more baseball on Real Life Live. Good morning.